What I want to talk about was I'm actually stealing something from a guy named Jeff Phillips. He has a YouTube channel, Instinctive Addiction or something. I forget what it is. Now, I wish I had looked it up. His name is Jeff Phillips, so Google him. I watch his stuff. He's like a really common sense shooter. He's a heck of a good shot. He knows far more than I do about bow tuning and all that kind of stuff, but I enjoy watching him. And so you guys that's maybe having some shooting problems, check him out. But I stole something from him, and it's Strong Shot. And I watched one of his movies, and he was talking about reasons people miss, and because they collapse. For me, I think that I miss most of the time because I didn't bear down on the spot. But I also think I miss a lot because I do exactly what he said, except in my hunting ranges, I'm so close that if I short draw or I'm not expanded, I'm so close I make a killing shot anyway. I almost said a good shot, but it ain't a good shot because I didn't make a good shot physically, even though the arrow went where I was looking, simply because I'm so close. And you can never be satisfied with that. If you're like taking animals and you know you're making bad shots, but you're just lucky because you're close, you can't be happy with that. You have to steady try to improve. My dog's over here hassling. It's hot. I'm sweated down. I love y'all, but I ain't changing clothes for no video. I got stuff to do. But anyway, so I watch his stuff, and he's talking about collapsing, and I'm sure some of it's from his own experience, right? And you can collapse, and you know, it's more than just not expanding. You could, you know, drop your arm. You could not, I mean, you know, if you're at anchor here on your face, as opposed to the same place on your face, but expanded, that's a lot of pounds, and that could cause you a lot of problems missing. And so with me, he said he did something. He would say, and maybe he's in a tense situation. He's a heck of a 3D shooter, and he's got this shot that really matters. He says Strong Shot, and he would come up, you know, he shows bowing his chest out and all that. But and so I started doing that. And I've been doing it a while. I just hadn't, you know, I do these things and I don't say nothing. And I thought about it a while ago. Making my first shot of the day, I did just exactly that. I collapsed, and I shot about this much low. And so that could have been, you know, I probably missed a deer. I know I'd have missed a hog, but deer might have squatted and I'd have got lucky. But so I've been out here working on that, and I just made a good shot. I come back, hit anchor, and my elbow was still coming, and it went right where I'm looking. But and shooting, I'll tell you guys, practice out of a chair or out of your stand. I mean, I'm sitting, you know, I know places that I'm going to hunt, or I will set up in these kind of ranges, and so I practice like this. It's too hot to be practicing out of the ghillie right now, but I will shoot some out of it before the season. But I wanted to share that with you, Strong Shot, meaning, you come up and you really expand, and I'm not talking about, like, I hate to say a target shooter's deal where everything's got to be perfect and you draw real slow. I've been in hunting shots, you can't do that. You got to come up and you shoot, but you can shoot just as quick back here as you can all hunkered up like that. Come on back, make sure that you're pulling through and hitting the anchor, and more than anchor on your face, getting your shoulders back, your elbow. I try to remember when I'm shooting to pull with my elbow. When I'm coming back, I want to feel tension coming around in my elbow, and usually my alignment's perfect when I do that, and I've made a strong shot. So just a short video on that, not a bunch of yapping. It's one of the reasons I miss is because I didn't pick a spot. Another reason that I don't make good shots, but I often don't miss because I'm so close, is I don't come back to full anchor. A dragonfly, I like to make my dog turn inside out then. But you gotta come on back to anchor. And like I said, anchor here and anchor here is two different worlds. You got to be stretched out in alignment, making a good shot. You want to line through your elbow, through your shoulders to the target. Shoulder, remember I told you, point your shoulder at the target, come up, straight back, and shoot. And I actually was fortunate enough to talk to a guy that took shooting lessons from John Schultz. And I'm sure most of you guys know who John Schultz is. And but anyway, he learned to shoot from Howard Hill, in case you didn't know. But this guy, we were talking, and I wasn't drilling him with questions. We were just chatting back and two, and he was telling me about how he shot, how John, I guess, trained them. And man, it was so cool as the focus that the man had on the target, the way he was telling me they were shooting. It was really, really cool stuff. But the key to everything is doing, and what I got out of that is doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Same shot over and over and over. Practicing up close, like my whole reason for this topic right here was to say you need to spend some time blind bailing, whatever you want to call it, up close, where you're not worried about where you hit, where you ingrain that strong shot into every shot, so you can make that perfect shot every time. Everything you come back, you're not worried about where you're hitting. You're just coming back and shooting good shots, and just through repetition, it gets there. I usually have a trouble a lot of times, especially on an animal, is I'll start drawing and it'll hinge. It's like a hinge up right there, like there's a stop before I get there. And I actually have to stop and make myself come on back. And I've done that before. I'd feel that anxiety and I'd stop up here. Instead of letting down, which I should have probably done, I'll stop right there and totally regroup and then come on back. But I have stopped right there and the shot just went off. So if you don't allow that to be habit, if you come back every time like that through repetition, practicing, building a strong shot, making perfect shots, then when you get in the woods on an animal, or for you 3D shooters out there on the range, it happens without thought. And then all your focus can be on what you want to hit. So appreciate y'all watching. Just something that came to me a while ago I wanted to share with you. And Jeff, I'm sorry I stole your stuff, but it's pretty good stuff to steal, man. So I'm sure he won't mind if it helps you guys. Anybody learns from that, he'll be happy, I'm sure. So catch y'all next time. Well, I got old Gator right here. We're getting ready for him. In between work, Miss Tammy is working me like a dog. But anyway, see y'all next time. Y'all keep the good Lord first. And thanks for watching. See y'all later.